Fanatics.
Draw me out, that could pay in the pic. I'll be on your roof, call me Saint Nick. Caesar with me too, going ape shit. Gorillas in the zoo, we had to break shit.
What's good, people? You already know, I go by the name of Clue. The Landing, yeah? The show brought to you by Nftr, myself. Yeah, big up Viz, big up Shams, big up Posty, big up the team. You know what it is. You know it's different. Not a podcast, more like a madcast. You get what I'm trying to say? But I like to call it a show or something like that. I'm the host, Ghost. You know my AKAs. But today, I've got my brother with me, who's a legend in this music thing. Influenced me, inspired me. Goes by the name of Joe Black.
Come on.
Kill it. My brother Joe Black's in the building. I'm going to be bringing up like 10 guests to start off with. You get me? 10 guests that I think deserve their flowers now. They've either inspired or they're doing great things as we speak. So, my brother Joe's here. What's good, bro? How's things?
Yeah, man.
I like the hat you're wearing still.
Come on, man.
Love that.
Gotta represent, man. Come on, man.
Let's get into it, bro. How was your 2020?
Obviously, like considering all the pandemic and the COVID. For me personally, I think it was okay, man. I ain't got too much to complain about.
Let me be more precise. Was it like, cause we're gonna get into what you do and that's an amazing achievement as well, but was it a sit-at-home turn-up? Or was it the bills still need to be paid? Man got to carry on grafting. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, for the first part of the 2020 year, it was more lockdown and a bit of reflection mode. And then the second part, because I got a new job and then I became a key worker. So yeah, I've been working the last 6 months. I've been working in a football college, and yeah, man, I think just trying to broaden my horizon.
He's touched on it. You get me? So, what is it you do right now, bro? Tell the
Do you know what? There's so many things. Obviously,
all right.
I run obviously people might already know that I run my own grassroots football club.
Cool. Started
off with one team. Now we got I think in total 6 teams, adult team, all the way down to under 10s. Started working in a school in Tottenham in a football college with a football company called Kinetic Foundation.
That's cold.
And yeah, man, switched. I've been at Chelsea for the last 5 years.
My team, you done know. Just have to put it out there.
Yeah. So I left at the beginning of 2020. I left Chelsea at the beginning of 2020.
Why did you leave though, bro?
Just
could have done with you there, big man.
No, do you know what? It was dope. The 5 years I was there was dope, innit? It's one of the best football academies in the world. So I learned a lot there and met some good people. But yeah, you know how it goes. You gotta try and elevate and move on in life and other opportunities arise. You get me?
Did you move to Arsenal?
Yeah. So yeah, I moved.
Obviously,
to Arsenal,
that's who you support, right?
It's obviously it's who I support, but. The role I was offered as well, it was a promotion to what I was doing at Chelsea.
Love that.
Yeah, I think loads of things made it make sense. One of them being that obviously I'm an Arsenal supporter, so I am.
So it makes sense. You know them ones that we said
hard times.
Hard times. Them Arsenal man, they're going through things, but
that's another combo.
It's a special guest, so we can't. You understand what I'm saying?
Nah.
Let me touch on something. The show's called The Landing for a reason, Carl. If you feel like there's anything you want to ask me, I'm going to let you land on it.
Yeah.
But also another side of it is the workhouse, the jailhouse, prison.
Yeah.
We're not here to gloat about it at all, but we can definitely talk our stories and
100%.
make the youngsters of today understand.
Yeah.
Well, go on. Have you been to prison?
Yeah. Like obviously not in that way. But if you followed my career, then you know that prison's a large part of my life, a significant part of my life. So yeah, man.
And you can see, obviously, I'm a great host because I know he's been to jail. But the way I rolled it off, you wouldn't think I knew that. Tell them how we met, bro. Give the floor to you. Let you land on that.
Well, originally, obviously, we met through the music scene. I think it was at the time of when the mixtape era was. I think we had a session in West London. I don't know. Was it your studio? Did you have a studio in Chocolate?
Yeah. No, you came Acton.
Acting, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first time. And I think there was
a
a video shoot. I think there was a video shooting. This is just off my memory. I don't know. I might be wrong. But there was a video shoot in Piccadilly Circus. And then
my memory for real. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Remember that? That's literally the first time we interacted.
That was before.
That was before.
Prison.
That was before Scrubs. Yeah. Because when we met in Scrubs, it's like we already knew who each other was. If that makes sense. So we had already been introduced to each other, and then I think that's where the relationship built, innit? We was both in Wormwood Scrubs in 2010.
2010, boy. Jeez.
So yeah, man, that was an unfortunate time, but like I said, there's a silver lining to every cloud. Got to build relationships with some people. Some of them are still, like Clue being one, I still talk to this day. Man, from there, like that's what I'm saying, jail, because it's such a close knit environment. You are forced to like get to know people in it. So yeah, man, I think that's one relationship that we've maintained.
I was gonna say that to cut you. Sorry to cut you, but for real, we might actually be an example of, or we are an example of people that have met in a negative place. But if we're still rapping today, I consider you my brother. Exactly. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
11 years later,
mad. That's what I'm saying.
Some of man's own people, then from the ground up, man, not really. You understand what I'm saying? So it's possible to make positives out of a negative situation. In jail, are you a blue tech man or a mobile man?
Do you know what? It depends, you know. Like when I'm on remand, like I'm a bit scatty. I'm a bit all over the place. Like I will use the tools I've got around me at my disposal. But then obviously when and if you do get convicted and then you get a sentence, then you start to want to work towards things. You've got a release date. You've got certain targets that you need to hit, like DCAT. So these things become a bit more. What's the word to use? They become a bit more. They become a bit more dangerous. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like there's consequences to using them, whereas if you're on remand, there's not really that many consequences to.
So tell the people what are the consequences of you having a mobile phone in prison?
It could affect your release date. It could affect your categorization. You know, like I don't know if you want to go into like there's different categories. Like DCAT is basically you're in open prison conditions, and just your mental well-being. I think when people notice, obviously you could tell them as well. When you get sentenced and you go to like these jails where a lot of people are doing sentences, the regime's a lot more relaxed than when you're in the London jails and you're on remand where one guy's coming in today, going tomorrow. When you get sentenced, a lot of people are just there. So you know these people, he's here for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, however long. So it's a lot more settled. But long story short, I think if I was to pick one, I'd say I'm a mobile phone man. I don't like being
blue box man.
Nah, I don't like being controlled when and where and who I can speak to and so.
And it's that, and I suppose it's having them. You know, when you get on the blue box, what's the big percentage that they might be listening to your call, recording your call.
Exactly, yeah.
So the mobile allows you to have a confidential conversation with people.
Exactly.
Who was in your corner the most when you was in jail? Like, who was there for you? Like, who was there to send you, whether it's postals, clothes, just to keep your mental conversations through phones? Who was that person?
Well, unfortunately for me, I ain't been in jail for like over last time I was in jail was when we was in Scrubs, so that's like a decade ago.
Great achievement, well done.
And
cool.
It sounds cliche, but it's the normal people, innit? Mumsy, little sister, the closest ones, the ones that are closest to you. Like it's literally that. So,
Carl, the reason why I asked you that is, Carl, me knowing, obviously you can elaborate on it, you've come up from council estates, right? Loads of friends. You know how it starts out when your mum always tells you you're going to end up with 5 friends and then you don't listen and you got a group of them. How come it's your family when you go away that are always there, but it's not the people that are day in, day out with you?
Because I just think it's like with friends. I think it's like sometimes the term friend gets thrown around loosely, and it's literally, I think, out of sight, out of mind for some people. If they're not literally seeing you every day and interacting with you every day, then you could slip their mind. But with where it's family,
they're not forgetting you.
And remember, family don't always have to be like bonded by blood, innit? Your family is your family, and it's people who check for you through thick and thin.
That's right.
And Joe's like, even though it's something I wouldn't wish on nobody. Them situations will show you who your people are, innit?
So it's kind of like a blessing in a disguise kind of thing. Like gift and a curse kind of thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Did you lose anybody while you was inside, like family member, friend? Or was yours alright?
Like when I was doing juvenile detention, I lost one of my close friends. He had a bike crash. But other than that, no, not really. I've been fortunate.
Talk on that. How did that? Did you get to go to? You didn't get to go to the funeral?
No, I didn't get to go to the funeral.
So how does that make you feel? Kind of looking back and reflecting, like.
I'll be honest. It sounds fucked, but at that stage where life was going so fast, I believe even up to today, it hasn't fully sunk in yet, and that's why I say like sometimes the term not to come across or sound disrespectful, but that's why I think sometimes the term friend gets thrown around loosely, because I think at the time it was all a blur. So I think it was more, I don't know how to put it, but I don't think it's sunk in. I don't think I've felt the full effects of it yet, or maybe I am. Yeah, maybe I'm feeling it without realising.
Well, for you to say 11 years later that it still hasn't sunk in, bro, that lets everybody know the message I'm trying to get across. Like, you got to understand what you're doing out here, because Joe's gone jail, lost a friend. You don't even get to say goodbye to your friend at a funeral. That's got to message your mental, bro. Your mental health. Yeah. 'Cause a lot of people, jail is like this thing that people think is like a youth club, innit, to some people in certain areas. They think, oh yeah, man can go there, chill out, chat to the man them, I'll be home next year. But you lose someone. You can't go to the funeral. You can't even say bye. That's going to deal with your mental in a different type of way, you understand? So salute to you, obviously, for getting through that. That must be a harsh time. I lost my dad in jail, do you get it? And you understand, I don't really like my man, but you understand what I'm saying? It's still a principle thing that I can't go to the funeral. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So people know when you go to jail, you know, if you're coming from a place where 9 times out of 10, people that come from estates tend to hang out in groups. They call them gangs. I don't really like rocking with this gang terminology, because all it is people from your estate. Yeah. Whether there's 10, 20, 30 man, you're just all from the same place. People love to call it gangs, I just call it a community. But when you go to jail, is your mental on banging out or trying to work towards your DCAT to get home as soon as possible? Is there any reason why you'd be banging out when you're going into jail? Is it a thing where you're going in that place knowing you're going to have situations to resolve with certain people? Or man's just trying to get home, DCAT?
I think the main aim, for everyone, the main aim is trying to get home as soon as possible. But I think once you get into the environment and you're around certain people, and that's what's messed up. You get to know people, and then their little isms and schisms from their outside world. Someone might come into the jail, and like, so I think ideally I would like to just keep my head down and have the easiest time possible.
So it's only draw outs that can affect your DCAT route that you're on, basically.
But then the problem comes is if the draw out might not be from me, the draw out might be from one of my bros. You get what I'm trying to say? So it ends.
How do you handle that? Is it all for one for all? Or is it a thing of, brother, I'm trying to get my DCAT,
it's got to be.
Drop me out.
It's got to be. Like I could speak about. Obviously, I'm not going to go into names, but I'll speak about a situation that we was both involved in Scrubs.
No comment.
Where it's a situation like that arose, and remember we was all on smoke saying, "Can we just mash up this youth?" But the youth in question said, "You know what? Let me handle this on my own." So I think it all depends on the situation, and I think, like you said, a community. You build a community in jail depending on how long you are there and who you interact with, and then it becomes like a little family gang, whatever you want to call it. So we become our own little mini society in jail, and then it's just wherever majority rules, innit?
Now, you know you're my brother. You know you're a lovely guy. Pause. Can I talk about do you want to talk about the time with the Don from Servery? You see my friend Joe. You see my friend Joe, yeah? I just want to put it out there. Joe's a lovely guy.
I knew he was going to bring this up.
Morals, principles, stand-up guy. Joe in jail, different.
No, let me break it down. Let me break it down because it's not. It's
different.
It's not different. Once I break it down, you'll realise it's not different. Like you know, like he said, me like if there's one thing I don't like in Joe is bullies and bullying. So I don't condone it. I don't like it. I don't rate bullies. I don't rate nothing. But I think sometimes my good brethren always said this. Sometimes people only respect badness, and this was one of them occasions where I'm like a light-hearted guy. Clue will tell you in jail. I try and like make things light-hearted. I try and bring like a banter side to like people's situations, and I think some people mistake that for weakness or whatever. So this situation, I think it was over table tennis. Like, it sounds so trivial, but this is how mad prison is. It's
over table tennis. The most
trivial things.
Yeah? All right. Carry on.
Like,
I'll let you land on this one.
I can't remember the ones and twos about it, but it ended up a situation where I was next on the table tennis, or I wasn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway,
I'll correct you still.
There was a guy on the Servery.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he was cool. I felt bad, but
civilian.
I think there was an argument over table tennis about who was next. So anyway, I took the bat. We started playing, and then this guy was like, was he catching the when we're trying to serve? He's trying to catch the ball, or he was trying to stop the game, or I don't know. Something happened, and I just saw red, and I warned him like 3 or 4 times. I said, bro, listen, like just allow it, because I don't want to. Anyway, long story short, I had to resort.
Let me give you the flowers, Carl. See Joey's left hand, yeah? Stay clear of the brother's left hand, people, yeah? That's all I'm going to tell you. It's my brother, lovely guy, but listen, all I remember, the Don's name, do you remember what the Don's name was?
Jesus. We used to call him Jesus. You don't want his
Blacks
name, but I think he
used to
have long hair in it, so everyone used to call him Jesus.
Blacks knocked out Jesus. A-Wing, Scrubs 010, everybody that was there, you know what I'm talking about. It was over table tennis, like he said, but I'll defend Joe to say the guy was doing a lot. Like, he grabbed the ball. I think Blacks was playing a game on table tennis. Jesus felt that he was next. Yeah. Mid-game, he's grabbed the ball. Blacks has given Jesus the left from hell. Yeah? Understand what I'm saying to you? You ever seen a man bogle down the wall? Yeah? And that was when I knew. It sounds dumb, correct me if I'm wrong. Friend or not, you grow to be more closer as time goes on. But you see, in the beginning, you're secretly thinking, is my man on how he says
yeah, of course.
On,
yeah.
Is my man on? I don't know if my man's on. And this is for a lot of people in prison. You might be chatty paddy, but they're secretly thinking, are you on, like you say? Yeah. When I see Blacks handle himself like that, it was a wrap. I knew what it was, so that made me know.
And there was another situation. Like, I don't know if we want to go into it, but do you know what situation I'm talking about?
I don't know. Comment.
When we ran off in by myself.
Elaborate on the thing. But here, man, the landing, man.
This is what made me. This is like one of the reasons why I started gravitating more towards Clue and thinking, because there was a group of us. There was like a large group, like 6, 7, 8 of us on A-Wing and Scrubs at the time.
AKA the jungle.
Yeah, and then some new guy come on the wing, and obviously he had certain products in his possession, basically. So everyone hatched a plan. Yeah, we're gonna run up in my man's cell. We're gonna take his things or whatnot. And then when the plan actually came to fruition, at the end of the day, it was only me and Clue in the cell. And from that day, I said, you know what, cool. Then at least I know there's a man here that's
I understand what he's saying, you know.
That sticks to his words. And then from that day, I think, that's that.
Yeah, we've been rocking ever since.
We're rocking since then, man.
So let me wrap up this jail, because obviously there's more to life than that. In jail, once you do jail, there's things that, you know, a lot of prisoners get up to. You know, not everybody's good with their fists. Some people, you know, like to use tools and other things. I'm going to show you something. I just want you to tell me, what these items mean to you or what they feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that? What would you do with that and that? So let me ask you something. This tuna tin and these socks, what does that say to you? What do those objects?
That says to me a method of head busting, basically.
Elaborate on the head busting, please.
Basically, you put the...
You want to show me?
Yeah, I'll give you a
let the people them know.
demonstration.
Because not everybody's been to jail, not everybody knows what's going on with this.
You've
got a pair of socks and a tuna can.
A war crime prison will be a man telling you showers. If someone tells you showers, then 9 times out of 10, that means he's looking a scrap in the showers. So what people do ain't good with their fists. They take a out of a canty.
You lot at home are thinking, what's going on?
Yeah, then all of a sudden this becomes
you see that?
head busting mechanism. You know what I'm saying?
Now you see what's just happened there. Everybody has this at their disposal in jail. Those people that are not good with their fists, that might be, you know, on the roads, use other things. In jail.
But this is us showing our age, because I think nowadays...
What are they doing nowadays?
Nowadays, they got big wetters in the jail.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nowadays, they got big wetters in the jail,
I'm so glad he said that.
Yeah,
so,
this is
2010... What year did you first go to jail, bro? If you don't mind me asking.
First time I went to jail.
What was your first time in jail? What year? Just give me the year.
2000.
Joey was in jail in 2000. Was this the form of weaponry in 2000?
This was
This was what you would draw for, yeah?
Yeah, this was definitely the main.
Still eat the tuna afterwards?
Yeah, of course. If it don't bust on a
Man
man's
will
head,
bust your head
with
a tuna and still eat it.
You see this?
For dinner.
What if you're hungry and you've got to bust a man's head? Do you sacrifice eating?
There's a lot of alternatives. No, there's a lot of
You
alternatives.
got to bust his head first
Yeah,
and then
that's what I'm
eat?
saying.
Or
No, there's alternatives, because I've seen a man wait until Soch and put a snooker ball in a sock. So there's alternatives. Anything that's solid and can fit in a sock. I've seen people use all sorts. So
that's crazy.
but this is also currency in jail. This and noodles, very valuable in jail. Yeah.
So that's one thing. I got one more thing for you. Because, you know, prison, a lot of men doing a long time, you know, they miss their girl, their wife, you know what I'm trying to say? If I was to put this toilet roll with this baby oil,
Listen.
talk to me. What comes to your mind? Like what's the use of that?
I think it's self-explanatory, you know.
Explain to the viewers that are watching at home during this rough lockdown.
And if this is not a deterrent for you young youths, then I don't know what is. You see them 1010s that you see on the road and the loud packs and all these
Barbies.
models and Barbies that you idolize over.
Yeah.
You make the wrong choice in life and get caught, then this is the alternative. This is basically the alternative. I don't
You see why the landing's different? This is a mad cast, yeah, because we're giving you the real insight to what goes on behind them doors. You don't hear this nowhere else. Big up all my podcasters, salute. But you see this show here. So did you answer the question? Or?
Yeah, long story short, this is a situation that I don't wish on nobody.
Right.
You don't want to be in this situation
Right.
in your feelings, and you've only got this at your disposal to satisfy yourself, basically.
In jail, that's a baddie.
In jail, this is basically a bad B, man. Messed up, man. All you got is this, and your imagination, basically.
Alright, I'm gonna leave you there because big up Joe, man. You didn't even need to talk on that, but yeah. Don't go to prison is the message here. Mm-hmm. We ain't glamorizing that. We're just letting you know the real, like.
Trust me.
You understand? So, but what I want to ask you, bro, back to life. How did you grow with your father and that? Mum and father.
Do you know what?
What's the situation?
It was like I think they split up very early. My mum and my dad.
Okay.
He was around. He's not someone I didn't know and I didn't have a relationship with.
Okay.
Yeah, he was around. Innit? I up to today, I still got a relationship with my dad. So, but I would say that my mum's brother lived with us. He was like my uncle. He was more of like a father figure to me than my dad. He more like that helped me navigate through my.
How did that make you feel like as a man of today with your own children? Like, how does that?
Now you see what it is now. If I'm totally honest. But like when I was like a young teen and a young adult, like it was a lot of resentment. Maybe resentment might be the wrong word, but I had a lot of ill feeling towards my dad. But now knowing how the way the world works and knowing that there's three sides to every story and my own experiences I've had, it's made me a bit more sympathetic to the situation.
I agree with you.
And it just enforces that regardless of whatever barriers are put in place, like the relationship you have with your child especially is something that you need to make sure you're doing everything in your power to make sure it's as strong as possible.
Facts.
Yeah.
Would you say you there's this terminology, I come from the roads. Does that fit you? Are you someone that's come from the roads?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
What does that terminology mean when someone says I come from the roads? What's that?
My definition of it is that someone who maybe has gone down a path gone down the wrong path, maybe wrong is the wrong word to use, but maybe he's gone alternative methods and has gone a certain way and has been influenced by the environment and things of that nature in it. So
is it down to no guidance or is it just?
No, I think it's down to a choice, because I think even down to us, even though it might be the wrong or it might not have been the right way, but I feel like the path we chose, we was kind of guided down. I don't think I just woke up and decided, I want to sell drugs today, or I want to be part of this. I want to go to this estate and chill with these lot all day and label ourselves this clique. Or so I think it's maybe ill guidance, or maybe some people just went down a different road when they was trying to find themselves, isn't it?
Yeah. So do you believe that coming from the roads, can beef be squashed?
Good question.
Like someone that's where you are now, and knowing where you've come from on your journey to get to where you are now, your answer's probably different to what it was 10 years ago. But
if I'm really honest, I think all beef can be squashed. Whether it will be is another question. But I think all beef can be squashed because you got to look at beef as war, innit? In war, there's going to be casualties. As emotional as it might get, as close as the people might get to you, it's there's going to be casualties, and no one likes casualties on their side.
Yeah.
That's why I think beef can be squashed, because if we don't like it, that's the only way to make sure that there aren't casualties.
But to chime in, so let's say you got two groups of people, but there's a casualty on one side. Can the side who's got the casualties squash that beef?
Again, I think they can. Whether they will or whether they should or not is another conversation. But I think they can, because that's what happens in war. People drop in it. Like in war, like people are gonna die.
So it doesn't mean you've lost the war if you squash it. Because there's a lot of kids out there right now probably watching this. Not kids, you know what I mean? The younger generation.
Yeah.
That are into what they're into. We're probably feeling like it don't end.
Yeah, and you know what it is, and I get it. I get that feeling of it not wanting to end. But as hard as it is, and this is not me saying that it's easy, but what you got to do is look at the reality of it. Is that in war people die, and if you're happy with that, and you're happy with casualties on both sides, or you're not happy or you're willing to accept that, then cool. But if that's something that you're not willing to accept, then I think the only way to prevent that from happening is to squash the beefs. Because I think a lot if we use London and nowadays and the youths nowadays, a lot of people don't even know why they're beefing. They don't even know who they're beefing or why they're beefing.
Where it stems
or
from.
If they really wanna be in beef, or if there is an alternative. It's kind of like turned into the culture, innit? If you grow up in this area, if you grow up in this estate historically don't get along with that estate, so you inherit this and that. But it's like me and you, for example, because of our political allegiances and the people who we associate with, we could have easily not have been friends. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It could have been easier for us to say, you're close to these lot, I'm close to these lot. It doesn't even make sense us even building a relationship. But I think, yeah, man, that's.
I think that's a grown answer. I think that's an answer from someone that's got experience.
No, yeah, but and that's
what you at 16, 18, you probably wouldn't be saying this to me. Do you get what I mean? So you've come a long way.
Yeah. But that's why I think you see what it is with me. I think my thing is so different and so like thing to anyone else, because like me growing up, I grew up in an estate where it wasn't really gang infested. I'm from Islington, and my estate, Highbury, we were probably one of the only black gangs in the whole borough of Islington. Islington's like a multicultural, but in the 90s, early 2000s, it was more like the Cockney white crime families. It's still from that era where it's like families controlled estates and families controlled areas, and we were like one kind of estate that was kind of different to every other estate in the borough. So we started mainly on, it was financial things, innit? Going out, selling drugs, whatnot, doing robberies or whatever. We weren't really beefing other estates. But then obviously me going to school, I went to school, and my school was like border of Islington and Hackney, so there was a lot of Hackney boys in my school, a lot of Islington. That exposed me to like the gang thing, the Hackney Tottenham thing, and all these like. So I think I'm from a borough, Islington, where maybe now it's different, but back then everyone got along because everyone was just trying to make money. It weren't really a kind of beef. Our estates got beef for these estates. Now it's different with the new gen, but yeah,
that's how it was for you back then.
That's why I think where not a lot of people rep their borough the way people from Islington rep Izzy. It's a whole borough. There's so many estates in Islington, so many areas in Islington.
Yeah.
But people just rep Izzy as a whole borough. It's like what's Clapham's borough? Wandsworth borough. It's like Wandsworth or Lambeth or Southwark. Like someone saying we're from Southwark, and how many areas encompass Southwark?
Yes.
It was different for us. I think yeah, my mind frame was different, and I only think when I went to school and certain of my friends, but even down to like, let's use the London Fields thing for example. I don't know everyone from London Fields, but a lot of my school friends, a lot of people that I knew from school are from London Fields. But I could walk past 20 people from London Fields and not even know them.
Right.
So I've never subscribed to being a London Fields. Yeah, I rep London Fields. It's just I'm like a lot of my friends were like from Fields, and they was like significant members or big characters within the area. Yeah, I'm more of a like.
Cause there was a time old school when, remember what happened to that person that used to just be able to know people from everywhere?
Yeah. I think that still happens now.
Does that happen now?
Yeah, it still happens now. But I think because of people, a lot of people are in fear. Maybe fear is the wrong word. They like to, or out of curiosity, they like to align themselves with something, even though they don't know what they're fully aligning themselves with, and they don't know that me chatting to you might piss off this guy, and it shouldn't, but that's what happens.
But these are the truths of the road. Even up till today, these things still go on.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people get hit with a fencing line. You know what I'm trying to say? You claim a side. But that's more for that's not really for people of our generation. That's a younger generation thing, isn't it? So is there a message to them, or is there anything we can say to them, or not really? They just got to learn it for themselves.
Yeah, that's the main lesson. You got to learn it for yourselves. But I think the best way to navigate through this world is it sounds cliche, but just be yourself. Be unapologetically yourself. If you believe in something and you stand for something, then stand for it. Because you just gotta just be careful of where you put your energy, where you put yourselves, and who you socialize with, and yeah, man, just be
you. That's
be
the
focused,
message.
be careful, man.
You're starving the people of music, Joe. You're starving the people of music, bro. For me, I'll give you your flowers. You were someone that inspired me, motivated me to make music. There was a lot of people rapping with American accents when I was looking at music when I was coming up.
Yeah.
I came across you, and I felt like you were saying you was talking what I was doing, so I could relate to you. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I want to give you your flowers for doing that, but where did that come from in you? Like, was you the only person from your block doing music?
Not really.
How did the journey start for Joe Black? Like?
Started in like youth clubs with like MCing, trying to.
Oh, so you was doing the what?
Yeah,
What would you have been MCing to? Jungle?
Garage.
Oh, like, man was doing it's
don't
me.
Get me wrong. We was here, bro. Listen, we was in the crib.
No, Joe Black
obviously,
wasn't
see what it is,
doing
Heartless
that.
Crew. Let me break.
Joe Black wasn't doing oi. And
a bit after that. I don't think it was that era. A bit after that. But like Heartless Crew, like Mighty Mo, I would say Mighty Mo is a big inspiration and an influence in what I do. As well, believe it or not, Scat D, because we used to tape the Delight FM sets back in the day, that Solid Sundays and that. We used to be tuned in. But my thing was always like there was garage and there was like people that had lyrics. That's why Mighty Mo kind of resonated with me, because he wasn't just really like a MC like it was back in the day that you should just compliment the DJ and keep the vibes going.
He wasn't a DT. Remember DT?
Yeah. There was a lot of them, like, and they had their place. Don't get me wrong, like, because I remember. My first musical experience, I went on a radio show. Like, there was a DJ called DJ Bazza who used to work in my youth club, and we used to like. There used to be a set of decks and a mic in the youth club, and we used to just do our own thing. And he had a show on one station that was like in Finsbury Park called Freak FM. And he brought me on there one day. It was like Sunday, 1 a.m. I was like 13, 14. That it was like graveyard hours. Yeah, and I went on there and like I used to like putting words together, and then I used to try and rhyme as much, even up to today when I rap. I try and rhyme as much of the previous line with the line I'm doing now. I try and rhyme as much words as possible. Right. And it used to be off-putting to some people. Some people used to be like, when we used to do like under 18s raves and that, people used to be like, we just want to hear the music. We don't want to hear you lot talking all over the song. And that was the start. And then when I went jail back then, that's when I think I started getting exposed to like rap and.
Oh, so jail. You go in jail, expose you to what? English rap? Or?
No, American rap. Not even exposed to it, because I always listened to it, but it made me like, because of the situation I was in, my lyrics started to be more like geared to rap music, because you didn't really hear house and garage MCs at that time talking about prison and being in prison and being in like them situations. It was more like a good vibe thing, like a party vibe. And then that was my first time in jail. And during that time, I think that's when like grime started to like, like Page Go, Nasty Crew, that they started to like. I remember watching More Fire Crew in prison, like in like old school when I was in one jail in Bristol, and then from there I come out, and I just like, I think everyone in my area was on some rap is. If you're rap, then that means you're this and that, and garage is for these kind of people, and then
You're being polite.
No.
Are you saying that garage MCs were basically fictional characters?
Not even fictional characters, but even that. Look, let me tell you from my point of view. Like even looking at people like So Solid. It's like until Asher was getting nicked with the burner in the car, and man are getting M charges and these man getting nicked, G man getting nicked here and there. Like, we just thought that So Solid are superstars. They can't relate to what we've been through. These men are on TV.
Okay,
these men are number one, top of the pops. I'm seeing these men flying out of the sky in helicopters and that. So until like man got a bit older and started like, what? Man got nicked with in the car? What, these are go through the same things we do? And like then, and even down to North and South. I don't know how it was for South London, but for us, South London was like a different world. It was a whole nother at some point, we didn't even look at it as London. We didn't even look at it as our world. Once you cross the river, you're in a different world. It feels different, and for me, it felt more like home for me because, like I said, I'm from Islam. It's very multicultural. But when I used to go to like my cousins in Peckham, Canberra, whatnot, I'm thinking, right, everyone looks like us. Like it's like everyone's the same. Like we're like it's black people everywhere. Like it was different for man. And I think early in my career, like I said, when we met earlier on in my career, I felt like, you know what, for me to be, I need to go south. I need to be somebody in South London. North London, everyone knows me, but I need to go south. And then that's when I started linking Paige. That's when I met yourself and Dice, all these other people from south. And because
I was surprised that you went down to Clue Studio and bodied, because that was trenches back in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
that was the trenches, bro.
And I used to be thing
trench.
because I used to be like, I remember the first day. That video there was a video in Piccadilly Circus. I think you was on the tune.
Yeah. Coke.
G Fresh was on the tune. Coke was on. This is the first time I met all you, man. First time I met Coke.
I remember it.
First time I met, and I was surprised because Coke, especially from Coke and that, because they were showing man love in it. Like, Joe Black, and I'm thinking, how the fuck do you man know me? Remember, there were no internet these times. So I'm thinking, how do these men all know me? Like, how do you not know who I am? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And then we just started.
How was you getting? What was it then? Because if there was no internet at them times, I'm trying to think. My memory's gone left. How was people hearing you? Or no one knows you? What was it?
Up to now, I couldn't.
Mixtape? Was it CDs?
It was DVDs.
It was DVDs. Yes, it was DVDs.
But them times, because let me break something down to you. Like, so I went my first studio session. This is like I was like 16.
It was in your first session at 16, bro.
This is like 2003. Yeah, this is old school. I didn't even know what was going on. Yeah. And my first mixtape, you can see it's Pedal Bike Diaries. If you hear my first mixtape, when I intro the songs, I intro it like I'm on radio. Hold tight the man them inside the studio. Do you know what I'm trying to say? This is how my first tune started. Hold tight this guy, that, bigging everyone up. And then this is before Mash Town, before all of that. So me and Moggs was in the same class in school. So
okay, big up Moggs.
So then I started hearing about these Mash Town. They're making music, whatnot. They had a mixtape. And then long story short, I found out it was Moggs basically, innit? I remember me and Moggs went to school. When we was in school, we didn't have no music talk, nothing. No
music conversations, nothing.
There weren't nothing about music.
A man never spat a bar to man.
Nothing.
That's crazy.
So after that now, I started going to studio with them. Boom, and then that was the mixtape that ended up being Sports. And then I went jail, Moggs went jail, a few people went jail. This is like 2005.
Okay.
And then when I was during that sentence, that's when like the MySpace, everything started exploding. I was in jail. My cousin was sending me letters of my MySpace pages, and I was getting Now I think I had a video. There was a video that I dropped. Well, I didn't even drop. There was a video, and it was just like a made-up video on the phone. That we just put a song and then put a video, and then there was like them times like I think we had like 20, 30 racks, but it was in the bedroom floor, and I think the camera just zoomed across all of it on the floor.
Yeah.
And I think that video was on my MySpace, and I think that's what made people think, who's this guy? And
that's what woke them up, basically.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. And then they was hearing my music, and then the fact that I was in jail, and it was all like mystical. Like my first MySpace page was Free Joe Black, and I was just getting bare messages every day. So when I come out of jail. that's when I dropped my first mixtape, Business as Usual, and then from there.
So your first mixtape that you ever done was called what? Pedalback Diaries.
It wasn't even called Pedalback Diaries. It was called. Imagine this. The studio was called Real G's. Yeah, my brethren's cousins. Big up El and Martin. The studio was called Real G's in East London, and the mixtape was literally just called Joe Black Real G's Volume 1, and we pressed up like maybe 100 copies with some funny little case, like some whack design, like, and then we just handed it out. And then obviously people put it on their phones. I think it was Bluetooth at the time. People were just transferring songs, Bluetooth. And then the songs just spreaded, boy. And like you said, I think a lot of people either weren't rapping in an English accent at that time. 100%. This is like 04, 05.
Yeah,
or if they was rapping in an English accent, I don't think they was speaking about the streets in depth. Obviously there was that Mud Fam and all these other Jests and these
because
guys.
That's why you resonated with me, because I heard you and I said, talking what man's doing, man. You're not talking like these other guys that was before you that I heard American accents. That's why I showed your thing so much respect. And it's crazy because through your own journey, to someone like me, I would have just thought you was the guy that established this guy. Yeah, I know about this guy, but you're saying you had to go through left, right, center, but never had money. Money was never in your mind for music, was it?
No.
It wasn't like I'm doing this to make money.
No. Even up to today. So when people say to me today, like, Blacks, man, why don't you make music? Like, because I don't look at it as a job. Like, and I'm saying maybe I should, but I don't look at it as a job. It's never been a job to me. It's always been like, even out of football, I don't look at football from a career's point of view. I'm just lucky to be getting paid for doing what I love doing.
You love to do, yeah.
But I've never been like, I don't know, maybe it's the fact that man was doing whatnot from a young age and man had access to money from a young age, but I don't look at things and think money, if that makes sense. If I don't like doing something, I just won't do it. It could make me a millionaire, but if I don't enjoy it,
enjoy what you're doing,
I got to enjoy it. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's mad. It's proper mad.
So going forward, then, who was your? You see how I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
I heard you.
Yeah,
probably one of the first artists I heard that I could relate to.
Yeah. Did
you hear anybody on your come up?
Yeah.
Who artist was that? Who did you hear? Who did you hear that made you say, like, rah, this guy, yeah, this is what's going on?
The main guy for me, this might come across as a shock, but I've said it a few times, for me was Mike JLC, I can't lie.
Oh, it was Mike JLC? Yeah.
Bruv, when I heard Mike JLC, I used to think, like, what? This guy's rapping, he sounds like same what people say about me. That's what I say about Mike JLC.
Okay.
He sounds like me. He sounds like, and not even the fact that he's spitting in an English accent, I think the fact that listening to Mike JLC for me, and this is what I always try and put across with my music, is like, it's conversational. It sounds like he's having a conversation. It doesn't sound like,
right.
So
I get what you mean. Yeah.
You hear him talk, it's the same as if you hear him rap. And I think that's what I try and do with myself. So if people hear me talk, they can instantly say, "Oh, you're Joe Black," because it's the way I rap. And him, So Solid, I already mentioned Scat D. I thought Scat D was cold from, and it's not even the tunes that they used to do sets. They used to do sets, and my man used to shell it. Scat D used to shell it for me, that. So him, Mighty Mo, Skinny Man, definitely a big one.
Because Skinny Man, he didn't have an American accent. He was
he was English.
British,
but you see what is with him? His thing was more like, he was about, like, them times there, you go Finsbury Park, you'll see him. He's about, he's around. He'll go to open mics. You can, like, up and coming rappers trying to do rap battles. He was there. He would battle them. Yeah, man. He was. My Skinny Man, definitely one of them. Yeah, but.
So what? Fast forward then. Would you say that you made a choice to go into the football coaching side of things and take that more seriously and put the music more back on a hobby thing? Or is it a case of you're always going to do music, but you'll put it out when you feel you're ready to? Because, like I said to you, when I said it to you, the people feel like, where's Joe Black with his music?
Yeah.
And I feel like you're someone from the beginning, so you got to be there at the end. But how do you feel? What's your angle on music right now, currently? Do you want to be a part of it, or? You're trying to move on.
Yeah, it's just I think I'm just trying to find the right place for myself. I think I've been in the game for a long time. I've done a lot of things. And yeah, literally, just I'm a man that if I've got something to say, and I can put it across in a way that can come across as good music as well, then I'll never say never. But life kicks in, other things kick in, and life's bigger than music for me, man. Unfortunately, man. So
I feel you, bro. I feel you. I just want to tell you that as a peer to a fan of yours, I feel there's always room for Joe Black, you know.
Yeah. But I'm happy. You see what with me? I'm happy.
Honest.
I'm happy just being here. I'm happy being here as a fan of the game.
Okay.
Because that's what I am first before anything. I'm a music fan, so I can appreciate not being I can appreciate not being an active part of a scene that's flourishing and sit back and enjoy it from a fan's point of view. So I'm just happy that the scene's moving in the direction it's moving now. And if and when I've got something to say, I'll be the first one in the studio.
Yeah, please. I'll have a conversation with Joe after and get me gassing up and everything there. But let me give you the gobs on the landing, which is the quick fire round questions that we pulled in from.
Let's go.
You know, I'm the host. I take my job seriously. Know what's going on. This is the landing. This is Joe Black. You know what's going on. Let me give you these questions that I've been asked to ask you or gathered. Try and answer them as quickly as you can.
Let's go.
Name a female rapper that you rate.
Lady Leisha.
Single or relationship?
What I'm in right now?
As in, do you prefer to be single or have a relationship?
Relationship.
You got the missus, you're done now.
Come on, all day.
Independent or major?
It's a tough one, you know. I say independent.
Name an artist that aired you.
That aired me?
You've reached out, whether it's a DM or, yo, bro, that aired you.
Shit, man. Shit. No hard feelings, but I wouldn't say aired me, but I think someone I'd like to work with that I ain't worked with yet. Is that fair enough?
Fair, go on.
I'll say Rich 32, definitely. 100%.
So wait, have you reached out to Rich and been aired, or?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I might have reached out to him.
Viz.
I might have reached out to him, but I might not have reached out to him in a way that was sufficient, if that makes sense.
I've not heard a Rich and Joe Black tune though.
I don't know. But I'm not putting no blame on no one. Maybe I need to be a bit more. I need to know what I want and go and ask for it. But yeah, big up Rich.
Big up Rich. All right. The best producer for you?
Ooh, shit. For me,
name a couple if you want.
Westy, man.
Best DJ?
Fucking hell.
Shout out my brother Viz in the building, you know. Gotta push you for an answer, bro. Best DJ.
I say my cousin Specs. Big up Ace though every time, come on.
Your top 2 favourite artists right now?
Right now?
Today.
Today, on this day, I'll say Heady 1 and 9s.
What estate are you from?
Highbury Estate.
Who started UK Drill?
UK Drill?
UK Drill.
You're not going to get me into it.
Who started UK Drill, my brother?
In my opinion...
Always your opinion.
I'll say Grizzy, the 150 man them.
Your best song right now, today?
What, of mine? Or of anyone?
Let me hear yours. What's your best song of yourself?
My favourite song
up till today?
A song I done called The Path I Chose, featuring Blue Robinson.
Has it got a video?
No video.
Audio? YouTube?
It's on King of the Underground too, yeah.
And what's that called again?
The Path I Chose, featuring Blue Robinson. Big up Blue.
What football team do you support?
I'm an Arsenal every time.
Don't worry, man. He's cool. He's all right.
We're going to talk about Arsenal Chelsea off camera, anyway.
Scarface or Paid in Full?
Paid in Full, man.
Have I got any more for you? Viz, you got anything?
Nah, you can switch it around.
Oh yeah, what can I?
Oh, you trying to switch it around? Well, you can take the floor and have the landing, you know. I'll let you land still.
Watch out,
you want
the same question?
Yeah, boy. All right. My brother Joe, you get me?
I don't know.
Trying to spin it on me now.
Joe Black, no landing. I'm your host today, and I'm joined by a very special guest, the Ghost Clue. Come on. Shit, I've gone too far back.
See, I got my notes prepared. I'm gonna have my iPad next time. Don't worry, I got you that.
Alright, so this is
like and subscribe.
This is a quick fire round. Yeah, answer your questions as quickly as possible.
Alright, it's called Govs on the Landing.
Govs on the landing, so be careful. You hear the keys jingling.
You know, phones away.
Alright, so first question is, name a female rapper you rate.
Shabo.
Single or relationship?
Relationship.
Independent or major?
Independent.
Name an artist that's aired you.
Boy. Yeah, no, I want to think of someone to bad up right now because I'm sure I've hit up someone, but I'm joking, I'm playing. Who's aired me? I've reached out to Young Bane. Yeah, Young Bane.
Alright, cool. You're the best producer in your opinion.
Fanatics.
Big up Fanatics every time. The best DJ in your opinion?
The best DJ, Ace.
Your top 2 favourite artists at the moment?
Scorbeezy.
Big up Easy.
Scorbeezy. Say So.
Big up Say So. What estate are you from?
Lennox Estate.
Who started UK drill?
150.
Your favourite song at the moment from yourself?
My favourite song of myself.
And your favourite song overall?
I'll fight someone else.
Yeah.
Right now. Demon Time, Say So.
Big up Say So again. What football team do you support?
Chelsea. Big up Mumsy, you done know. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of people feel like because you support Chelsea as a mixed race man, you're more to your white side. Let me tell you something. Mumsy, legend, yeah, that's who she supported. I followed her, innit? Yeah? Simple thing.
Alright, last one, Scarface or Paid in Full?
Scarface.
You know what song I think you missed that?
What did I miss out?
That song, that tune with you and Deneo, that tune's
I was going to say that though.
Listen.
Big up my brother Deneo. I was going to say that, man. I was literally going to say that, man.
That tune's cold.
Love, I was going to say that, man. Shout out all the artists that I've worked with. You get me? But this was about Joe Black giving my brother his flowers, car. He's still here today, but he started this thing in my eyes for me. I hope you do. We're going to talk after and try and sort something out music-wise, because I think we can maybe both do something. That would be crazy. But, bro, you're succeeding in life because you're at your club that you support. You're working for them.
Come on.
That's major. You understand?
Big job, man. We've got to get ourselves.
Is there anything you want to tell the people what's coming up? Have you got anything coming up? Anything for the people them to go and see or anything like that? What's your Instagram?
Joe Black UK. All platforms, Twitter, all of them things. Just to stay posted, man. Like I said, never say I haven't got nothing in the pipelines, but we never say never.
Never.
We're always working.
My dog.
Nah, you said you got the mixtape ready. You just holding on to it.
My dog. Yeah, he's ready. Yeah, he's locked and loaded. Yeah.
Just stay tuned, man. You never know. It might just drop. We might drop out of the blue, man.
My brother Joe Black, man. The Landing. Nftr. Go like and subscribe. You done know.
Come on.